I'm Bryon Jende here with the My24 Inside Look with AEW Star Kris Statlander, who's going to be here this weekend down at the Milwaukee Panther Arena for AEW Collision. Kris, thank you so much for taking the time to come in this morning.
Of course, thank you for having me.
We appreciate it. It's good to see you again.
Yes.
First of all, congrats on growing the family. I see you added Mini Wheat.
Yes, Mini Wheat. Or he's known as Moo. I call him Moo in the house. It's just easier than Mini Wheat sometimes. My pet pigeon. I have adopted a pigeon.
How did that come about?
Well, I actually listened to a podcast about the history of pigeons and how they're very misunderstood and mistreated. And then we went to London for All In last year, and I fed pigeons at the park, and I was like, they are actually the sweetest and most gentle things ever. And then good old Instagram, just feeding you the content that you are consuming, I found a rescue, and I adopted a pigeon.
That's awesome. I love your love of animals. Did you ever make it to the Milwaukee Zoo? We were talking about that last time that you were going to try.
No, I don't think I was able to. Maybe I'll go. You know what? Interview's over. We gotta go do the zoo now. Okay.
Go see all the great animals down there. Now, recently, earlier this month, I saw Queen of the Ring.
Yes.
Which came out, which was a lot of fun. I loved it. And shout out to our friends at OVW who actually helped train Emily Beth Records for the role. So that was cool. What are your thoughts, kind of seeing and feelings on the relatively short history of women's wrestling, and kind of now you guys are really taking it to all new levels, headlining shows, and really in a lot of ways I think propping up the industry?
I mean, there's always a battle to be fought. Not just in women's wrestling, but just for women and any sort of person that's been, repressed throughout time. There's always a separation, and it's always a battle we're always going to have to fight. But I feel like so many more people are seeing our potential and seeing what we're capable of and giving us the platform. And every time we are given the platform, we run with it, and we always knock it out of the park every single time. So I think having so much more people on our side supporting us, and that's really what's helping us grow. And it's like we have the desire to keep pushing and keep growing and keep improving women's wrestling, because we have so many more people on our side. So it's been very, very kind.
Currently, Toni Storm and Mercedes Moné are holding the gold in the AEW women's division. Where are you seeing yourself in the fray in a very competitive field?
I see myself just keep trying my best. I've been getting beat up a lot lately, so maybe I stop doing that. Maybe I get my act together, I start winning a little bit more, and then I would love for a round 3 with Mercedes for the TBS title. I also haven't had a singles match with Toni Storm ever, and I did pin her in a triple threat like a month and a half, 2 months ago, possibly. I also haven't wrestled for the AEW Women's title since 2021. So I feel like after having a TBS title run, I feel like maybe there's something there. But she and I are cool, I think, so maybe I'll give her some space.
We're hoping to see you get a big push and a run at the belt.
Yeah.
That'd be great. You're very versatile in the ring. You can handle pretty much any style that's coming your way. But when are you kind of feeling most in your bag when it comes to facing somebody like a Moné versus a smaller Julia Hart, or a monster in Megan Bayne?
The thing is that like I don't ever have a thing or a moment where I don't feel like I'm out of place. As long as I'm in the ring, I'm in my place. That's where I need to be, right there. So, yeah, I'll take on anyone, anytime, any place.
On the technical side of things, as a ring taskmaster, do you find that there's a difference between power on power, approach versus a smaller? Yes,
there's definitely a different approach. I definitely have more of an advantage when I am wrestling someone smaller than me, because they can be as technical as they want, but I'm gonna throw you anyway, and that hurts more sometimes. than just, getting my leg tied into a pretzel. But also, when I am wrestling someone who is my size or someone who is a little bit bigger than me, I get to tap into a different side of me that I don't get to use often. And that's always really exciting for me. So sometimes there's like that extra adrenaline rush from getting to do things I don't always get to do. So definitely different approaches, but still the same excitement every time.
We're on the doorstep of Destiny in a week. What can fans expect this weekend in the build-up at Collision at UW-Milwaukee Panther Arena?
I feel like it's going to be a lot of people calling their shot, basically. I believe we only have about like 3 matches announced for Dynasty, and I feel like we're just going to see a lot of people just stepping up, being like, no, this is my turn. I'm going to take this title from you. A lot of people just, that have been butting heads, that have been colliding heads. I feel like they're going to start getting ready to settle their score at Dynasty. So it's very exciting. Anytime we have a big pay-per-view coming up, it's like, ooh, buckle in. It's going to get crazy.
Before we let you go, here at My24, we are the place for champions, My Place for Champions. We have WIA state tournaments for all of our high school sports here. Did you grow up in sports, playing anything? As I know, obviously you're a major athlete. And what advice might you have for any young athletes that are out there in chasing their dreams?
I was a gymnast for 11 years. I was not the best, but I did okay. I think the best advice is to just keep doing what you love, stay active, be the person that you want to be, and chasing your dreams isn't always a path that you think it's going to be. And what you do early on in life, it really does help mold your future. So make good choices, be a good person, and leave the world better than you entered it.
Beautiful sentiment. Any final thoughts for fans who might be on the fence about coming down to see AEW Collision at Panther Arena this Saturday night?
If you've got any second thoughts, I'll tell you right now to have one thought, and it's to be there, because it's a Saturday night. I'll be there, probably going to do something, and so that means it's going to be Saturday night, and that's the best night of the week. So if you want to party and you want to have fun and you want to be cool, go to AEW Collision.
Perfect. Couldn't have said it better. This Saturday night, it's happening down at UW-Milwaukee Panther Arena. Tickets are still available now. Go to AEWTix.com for your chance to see Kris Statlander and the rest of the All Elite wrestlers in action.